had a chance just a short while ago, in case you missed it, to visit with SMU quarterback Garrett Gilbert. Now we get a chance to visit with his head coach, June Jones, the head coach of the Mustangs. In his 6th year at SMU, 14th year coaching college ball overall, former head coach, of course, for those who follow the NFL with Atlanta and also with San Diego. And Coach, it's a pleasure to see you, pleasure to have you here, and welcome to the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah, it's been kind of a eye-opening weekend here. I've never been to Newport, Rhode Island before.
What do you think of the boats?
Very, very impressed.
Afford one of the yachts?
No, I can't afford that, but it's always have a good friend that has a boat.
That's even better.
That's
Why own one?
You don't have to maintain it. You
No.
don't have to mess with it. We like that as well. All right, Coach. I think one of the things that we love the most about thinking and talking about SMU football is the fact that you guys are not afraid to put the ball in the air. We talked with Garrett about that. As a young man who, first of all, very intelligent, very smart, very well bred, very well brought up. He's a great bench watermark for your program here, so I know you're happy with him. One of the things we talked with him about, though, is the fact that your background with a run and shoot from your days with Coach Davis in Portland State, and Pete's background, he's very familiar with that with his time at Oregon and his time spent in Portland as well. And then bringing in a coach like Coach Mumme, who brought birth to the air raid offense. So is SMU going to hit triple digits somewhere in the scoreboard?
Well, we're going to try, but I don't know if we will. But I think the one thing that's been kind of fun since January of having Hal on the property is that it's kind of re-energized everything, and he's a brilliant guy, and he's a good friend. I've known him for 35 years, and of course back when we first met, there was this very small group of these communists playing a 4 wide receiver approach, and he was one of them with Mike Leach, and so we kind of would get together in the course of certain times of the year. Now everybody's kind of got their stretch or their phase of Mouse's ideas. So it's been fun to have him here. We're kind of tweaking the good things that he feels he's done the last few years and the things that we've done over the years, and I'm kind of excited to watch it, actually.
Run and shoot, meaning you're going to run the ball. You're going to put pressure on one side of the field or another, and try to threaten that. Make teams make mistakes as mine underneath stuff. But
I think the term run and shoot was originally coined by Tiger Ellison, who was at Ohio State. And to be perfectly honest, Mouse, who you're familiar with, stole that concept and turned it into a passing game. But originally it was run, and I kind of, to be perfectly honest right now, as I've analyzed what other teams are doing, I think they're running more of the run and shoot, the original run and shoot for Tiger Ellison, because it's more of an option, stretch, pull, run, type offense, where what we do is throw the ball. We get the run because we pass the football. And I don't think a lot of teams still think of it that way, but that's how we do it.
How does Coach Mumme's philosophy then, as you talked about, you're trying to take the best of both here, could it possibly potentially be confusing thing for these guys?
Well, I think there is there is parts of it that are hard on the defense, that you got to make snap judgments off of formations and some of the quick motions and stuff. And so from that standpoint, yes, but at the same time, I'm a believer that you do what you do and you don't try to trick people. You get your kids through repetitions. In fact, I'm reading in the newspaper today, read Tom Brady's quote, how you get good in the passing game. I mean, it's almost like quote right out of our locker room. You do it through repetitions, allowing the kids to do it over and over and over again so that they can do it faster and quicker than their defenders are trying to do what they do to them. And you only do that by not changing, by being consistent. And that's, I think, why we've had success over the year. We don't change.
All right, so then with 6 starters on that side of the football, it seems like you've got a reasonable enough base, but only 3 on the defensive side of the football. So do you have a philosophy or in mind? I know you want to improve the defense. Your plan is to improve the defense, but is the best defense a good offense, at least initially?
Well, you know, over the years, the jobs that I've taken, I got because they were not very good on defense and they were 0 and whatever, or even in the National Football League, the jobs I had were the worst in the league. And the only reason we got them is because of what you just said. They were people who wanted to try something else, and so we went to outscore them. And so as of now, that's kind of where we're back to this year. We got a young defense, although I think talent-wise, even though we lost some good players, we've recruited very well the last couple of years, and we have some kids that haven't played, that redshirted, that I think are more talented than the kids we've lost. So I think defensively, we may be as good as we've been. We're just inexperienced. And so you got to get through those first 3 or 4 games, see if they can do it on a Saturday afternoon, and then hopefully, you know, you find your niche and go on. Sure. I think, you know, the philosophy that we have, we are going to try to outscore you. I mean, we're going to throw the ball, and we're going to, you know, try to get one more point than you get at the end of the game. I mean, that's what we do.
That's all it takes.
That's it, exactly right.
A conference change. I know that you've probably been through all kinds of transitions, you know, coaching, you know, staff,
yep.
Name them. It's just another distraction or opportunity. I mean, is it you have an ability to play in a BCS
right.
championship? Does this help your recruiting process? What does this mean from a positive point of view for
Well, I
SMU?
think all of what you just said is a matter. I think the number one thing that's unique that we've never been able to do before is that if we're the best in the American Athletic Conference, we get to go to the BCS game. So that's never happened. I've never been involved in that. So from a motivational standpoint, that's certainly on the board. I think that the level of play that we're headed into is a step up. The UConns, the Rutgers, the Louisvilles, everybody's a little bit better than where we were. Although I think we're better athletically, but that's just stepping up now to, you know, we're still going to be probably a little bit of an underdog against everybody. But that's okay, because that's the only way that I've been
Sure.
everywhere I've gone before.
Sure.
So.
But you talked about, you know, coming into programs and taking them over and whatnot. And I know you've gotten asked this question probably 100,000 times or more, but where SMU has been since 1987 with the death penalty that occurred there, and how this program has sort of risen from the ashes over the last few years as well. Is there a personal satisfaction in knowing that, you know, that's so far removed from the conscious process here that it's old news, or does that still drive somewhere on the campus?
Well, it still has its effects. I don't think about it as much, and I think my kids don't think about it as much. But I think around the campus, I think it still is.
Fans,
yeah,
fans do, right?
Still, definitely. And you know, the problem is they lost for so long, 25 years of losing. We've lost a whole generation of fan base, basically. And so from that standpoint, the last 4 years we're relevant again. We've been to 4 straight bowl games, so we're winning, but we're still not where we want to be and hope to be, and you know, make a run to get to the BCS game. And you know, if we can do that, I always think that everything else will follow. You know, the fans, the excitement at the school, everything else. If you can get to that, we're definitely a step up from where we were. We got more students coming to the game, but if we got every student in our college, we're a small college, every student to come, we'd fill up a corner of the end zone, you know. So you've got to do something else, and that's why I believe you make make it exciting. You throw the football. You got to make it an event. I mean, you got to make it an event. And to me, it's like kind of like the SMU is kind of like we were in the USFL.
Sure.
You got to give people a reason to come to the game, and come to the game. You're going to see the ball thrown around, and guys make a lot of great plays.
Well, that's the way it was with SMU back in the 80s.
No question. When they did the Pony
right?
Express, same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Coach, your non-conference schedule this year is aggressive. It's a good one. It's a tough one.
Very.
It looks like you're going to play in the old Southwest Conference. You open up with Texas Tech.
I think that was the original plan of that. In fact, we had Baylor on there too, but we got them. We're playing Montana State instead of Baylor, so it could have been really like the old Southwest Conference. But you know, that opener against Tech will be as important a game as we play. They got a new young coach. They're a very talented team, and they like to throw the ball too.
Yes,
so it'll be fun to watch on ESPN that night.
Might get 100 points on this.
First team to hiccup.
Yeah, first team
to punt loses, right?
Might very well be. Coach, welcome to the American Athletic Conference.
Thank you,
Great
guys.
to have you here. We can't wait to watch SMU football.
Good to talk to you.
Team Jones, good to see you.
Thanks.